Welcome to the Ho Ho Show, rated the #1 most listened to podcast on Pluto. So join us now as we discuss news, politics, current events, and so much more. So clear the airways and strap in as we defend the Constitution. Because freedom matters.
We are broadcasting live from the Cottage Studio. You can check out my website, thehohoshow.com. I am all over the place on social media and a proud member of Weaponized Sloth Productions. So welcome to the Ho Ho Show. And as always, I am your host, Ho Ho. Oh yeah. So, and if you'd like to follow along with the madness and check out all the articles that I use on the show, just go to thehohoshow.com. Click on the newsfeed tab in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. And, check out the Flipboard magazine that I've got. Not a sponsor. And for all things Weaponized Sloth Production, you can go to WSPFM.com and check that out, that website. And so, yeah, guys, it's vacation week. I'm excited. I really am. I got a whole heck of a lot of nothing, kind of, planned out, stuff and more stuff. But, I ain't going anywhere, So, and generally, on my I'm not going anywhere, I do a lot of updates, to the website, which I've already done. And in fact, you can go to thehohoshow.com, click on the shirts tab and check out some stuff in order. And there's a thing, order form, whatever. And it's still a work in progress. But yeah, you can check that out. I'm excited. And hello over there, Stone Joker, over there in Mixerland. Good to see you over there. Thank you for stopping in. And so, okay, so we've got just, not a whole heck of a lot to talk about today. I've kind of, I got sidetracked on a project. I'm doing some different audio stuff. And so I kind of got sidetracked a little bit. Go figure, me, ADD kicked in, and next thing you know, doing a project right before showtime. So yeah, I don't recommend doing that kind of stuff. Not at all. So, all right, let's go ahead and get into some of the articles that, some of the stuff that I was wanting to talk about. Let's see here. Let's head on over to, what should we do first? Should we do politics, talk a little bit about the debate, or should we go into, Facebook? Let's start on Facebook. I like Facebook. Facebook. All right. Now, this article that I got actually comes from CNET, and, in all honesty, that's not don't you play? So Facebook, whatever. And I'm not even bringing this up because of the actual article itself. But what I was wanting to talk about with this is Libra. Their cryptocurrency that they're looking to launch soon. I'm sure you guys have heard of that. Has been has been popped into the news. And do I play games? Some, not really not on the show. I play games a little bit, but not really on the show. So yeah. But with the cryptocurrency, there's, I don't really think this is going to go all that far, to be perfectly honest with you guys, and it really boils down to faith in the company, because it all said and done, that's really what currency revolves around is, a person's faith in that currency. That's why, cryptocurrency is something that a lot of people like, because it's something that isn't centralized, in one location. It is spread out, blockchain, all kinds of different places. It's not necessarily controlled by an individual, by a company, It doesn't work like that. But with Facebook, how are people going to have that same kind of, faith in Libra, especially considering faith in the company itself with its privacy stuff that's going on, and just with how they treat information, and deleting and blocking and everything else that they're doing. So, how are people really going to have a lot of faith in Libra? I don't see it happening. I really don't. And there's already a lot of different companies that are like, no, we're not accepting this. The EU being one of them. They're like, no, we're not accepting this as a currency. We're not using it whatsoever. So I don't see it going very far. I really don't. If you guys have any different opinions on that, feel free to let me know. Send me a message. TheHoHoShow.com or hoho at TheHoHoShow.com is my email address. You guys can definitely send me information. But, yeah. So, let's see. Moving on. Let's see. Where should we go from here? Should we do Grubhub? Yeah. Speaking of, one company, might as well just slip on into another one. Grubhub, I seen this pop up, and I don't do business through Grubhub. Don't really use them at all. But this I thought was rather interesting. Grubhub, let me see there. I got two different articles on this one. One of them kind of relates to the other one. So Grubhub registered, and this is from Business Insider. Grubhub registered 23,000 internet domains, many of them resembling the names of restaurant and new food economy reports. So basically they're just doing fake stuff with customers not even knowing what's going on. They're not purchasing these domains. They're not doing any of that. 23,000 domains without customers' knowledge, consent, any of that stuff. And hello, Marty, over there in Facebook land. Good to see you, sir. Unless that is other people. Is that other people on Marty's thing? So anyway, and of course, one of the questions I asked was like, why in the heck would they do that? What do they get out of doing all these fake domains that they're adding to it? And on The Verge, or at least, from The Verge, Grubhub is using thousands of fake websites to upcharge commission fees from real businesses. So that's, there's the answer to that question. That's what they're doing. They made all these fake domains just so they can upcharge customers, get more money out of them. Not ethical at all. And Marty says, nope, it's me. That's awesome, man. And I tell you what, I am looking forward to 4th of July. Yes, I am. And just so you guys know, too, so I am going to be doing my normal, 4th of July show. We're going to be talking about, typical things that I talk about, I guess you can say. Constitution, different basics of freedom. And, of course, we're going to be playing that audio clip that I like so much. And, dude, this is my third, my third 4th of July that I've done a show on. So I'm actually kind of excited about that. It's pretty cool. But, so yeah, and considering the 4th of July lands on a Thursday, I'm going to be doing it at a different time. I'm going to be doing it at 10 a.m. Central instead of my normal 7 p.m. Because Thursday being when the Machine Radio Show was on, hosted by Brandon Gatton, another awesome member of Weaponized Sloth Productions. And so since he's going to be in studio, I really can't be. I'm handing it over. I'm handing the reins over to him. So he'll be doing his show. And he always does, regardless of the holiday, he's pretty consistent on that stuff. So I haven't confirmed whether he's doing his normal show at 7 p.m. Central Time, but knowing him, probably. So you can definitely tune on into him, 7 p.m. Central, for the Machine Radio Show. Anyway, moving on. My allergies have been kicking my butt today. And also, okay, so within the next few weeks, maybe a month, maybe 2 months, I don't know. Okay, but I've got something I'm working on doing. Because if you guys have seen, the Attack of the Loose Deuce video on YouTube, check it out. You can also see it on thehohoshow.com. Go to the videos tab and you can scroll in there. It's in there, believe me. Just check it out. Sad thing is on that story, it's absolutely true. And as people have watched that video, I get stories of other people's accidents, stories. So I've got to have a show I'm going to do a show just of the poo show. I don't know, the poo shoot show. I don't know. I haven't come up with a name yet, but that's what I'm doing. So you guys can head on over to, you guys can email me your stories, send them to hoho@thehohoshow.com, or of course you can just go to the website, thehohoshow.com, and like towards the bottom of the page, there's a, contact us thing in there. Just fill that out, put your story in there, so this is going to happen. Just a lot of different people has given me these stories, and Martin's over there just rolling on the floor. Yeah, dude, it's going to happen. I kid you not. Oh yeah, it's going to be hilarious. I'm looking forward to that one. That one's going to be entertaining because, dude, I've got some friends, and they've told me some stories, over the road stories, on the road stories. It's just the things that just start flowing down. Just, it's amazing, yeah. So the stories have, a lot of people sent me stuff, and just, dude, if you guys have already told me a good story, I've remembered bits and pieces of a lot of them, but I may not remember the full story. So, definitely send that to me, regardless of whether you've had one, just go ahead and send it to me. All right, you guys can email it to me. You guys can put it in on the website, and I'll definitely get it. So yeah, just send me those stories, and I'm going to be doing that within the next month or two. I don't know how that's going to end. I don't know yet. It just depends on, how much stuff ends up coming, and I'll be talking to people too and getting stuff. But yeah, that's going to be entertaining. Oh, it is. I'm looking forward to that show. I've had people tell me that I've needed to do that for a while, and it's coming, guys. It's coming. Next month or two, it's going to happen. It is so going to happen. What were we talking about? Grubhub. So yeah, now we're moving on. We're done with Grubhub. Oh yeah, it's going to happen. All right, guys, we're actually going to take a quick break, and when we return, we're going to talk a little bit about the Democratic debates. The debates from the Democrats and the stuff and what they're saying and whatnot. Just, it's frustrating for me from the stuff that they're saying, pandering to people. But you know what? We're going to talk about that on the other side of the break. Don't go nowhere. Or do go where. Just come back. I'll be right back.
You are correct. You are correct. You are correct. You are correct.
All right, welcome back, everybody. And I just realized I forgot to say hi to everybody. Hiya, Facebook, or yeah, hiya. I'll do this in order. Welcome, Spreaker. Twitch, YouTube, Mixer, Periscope, and Facebook. How y'all doing? When I do it in order, it rolls off the tongue a lot easier whenever I try to just remember the different platforms that I'm going live to. So, yeah. Anyway. All right. This next article comes from, I got to click on it, comes from Forbes. And, of course, there's the thing in the way. A suggestion for the next time he debates, let Biden be Biden, whatever that means. And of course, I had to laugh on this because this is, wasn't that what they told, Trump advisors, let Trump be Trump? Wasn't that what they said? So, I mean, they're basically making Biden out to be the Democrats' version of Trump. Okay. So if you guys have watched the debates, and of which case I really haven't, I've watched some clips, I've watched some other stuff, listened to some stuff about it, but the debates itself, I really haven't been watching, and from what I've seen so far, I don't want to, because the sad thing is what this is turning into as far as the Democratic, debates goes is who can give away the most free stuff. That's what it amounts to. It's bribery, flat out bribery. That's what it amounts to. Because that's all they're doing is offering free stuff. Whoever has the most socialistic, platform promises, then that's the person who might end up winning. And it's a sad thing, but the strange thing is the Democratic Party, as far as the base, is kind of split. Okay, the older generation is kind of going a little bit more moderate, and the younger generation, those who are basically in college, like 18 to 25, I'm guessing, they are definitely of the more leftist, the more extreme, the more and these are the ones who are wanting free college tuition. No debt for their college tuition and all that other kind of stuff, and it's like, okay, so for me, somebody whom didn't go to college, now if a Democrat gets elected and these type of things go through, then I'm going to have to pay for somebody else's college tuition. And if you're offering college to everybody, then what really does your college education mean? It's not going to mean anything anymore. And the sad thing is, these colleges are offering things that don't have any return on your investment. A bank would much rather give you a loan for a trade, something that they'll get a return on their investment, And it's also entertaining to me because they throw other countries in there that are like, and I think Canada's one of them, as far as, you get, free tuition and the government pays for it and different things like that. But what you guys aren't mentioning is that in those countries, they have placements. You have a placement program. They test you or whatever, however they do it, but they place you in a field. They don't let you do a social study type of a degree in college because they know that the return on their investment isn't really going to happen. So they place you in different places, engineer, STEM programs, so that this way the government, whom paid for your education, is going to get a return on that investment. That's a thing that they don't like to tell you whenever they tell you about these other countries that have government paid tuition and things of that nature. But it's going to come to the point to where it doesn't mean anything anymore. And people like me whom, didn't go to college, or, possibly somebody like you who did go to college, who did get a student loan, who did pay that back, well, now you look like a fool because, well, one, you paid for your own instead of the government paying for yours. And still, you're paying for somebody else to get an education where you have no say in what they get a degree in. No say whatsoever. Yeah, we drive a truck. Yes, we do. And hey, I still went to school for that. I went to truck driving school. Not quite the same thing, but I did. I went to truck driving school. There was a tuition involved, and there was also slavery involved. And yes, I said it. And yes, there was, because I had to sign a contract, as I'm sure if anybody out there that has gone to truck driving school, you know that whenever you do that, there's one of two ways you can do it. Either you can pay the tuition fee yourself, or you can basically contract yourself for a term of service to a company, in of which case then they will sponsor you, and then you can buy your contract back. But yeah, that's how that kind of stuff works. They're paying your way. You fulfill a time to service of them, and of which case, I don't know about you, Bandy, but whenever I went, they, it wasn't just a so long that I had to go. It was also a reduction in pay while that contracted period was going. So like my contracted period was 9 months, and during that 9-month time frame, I had a reduction in pay, and that was kind of their way of making their money back, getting that return on their investment. So I don't know how it was for you, if that held true, but I know for the company that I went to, that's how it was. I mean, it wasn't huge, but, hey, whenever you're getting paid CPM, which cents per mile, that kind of stuff adds up. It definitely adds up. So, but yeah, that's what the Democratic debates have amounted to so far. It's been a who can give away the most free stuff. And he said, yeah, mine was a year. And so did you get the reduction in pay as well? Or was that just me? I don't know. Or at least that company. I don't know. Now I'm actually kind of curious. You've got me curious, sir. Yes, you do. Anyway, we'll move on while I wait for his response. But yeah, that seems about what they're doing right now is this just who can give away the most free stuff, And one of the other things, too, that really irked me, and they were talking about Medicare, or at least, subsidizing health care, no reduction in pay. Oh, well, okay, so maybe that was just me. I got a reduction in pay. I'm not going to mention what the company's name is. I'm not going to mention what your company's name is, but yeah, I know, I remember. Anyway. Oh, come on. I just said I wasn't going to. Come on. He put it in there anyway. I'm not reading that. I don't care. So anyway, but one of the other things that I seen on here, and it really irked me whenever I seen it, and they were talking about, medical benefits, and it was a question that was basically asked to every single one of the people that were up on stage, and it was, how many of your guys' plans would provide free health care for illegal immigrants? And every single one of them put their hand up. Not one, not two, not three, but every single one of them put their hand up. And I think right now there's like 20 some odd people that are in there. I mean, there's only a handful that are, that people are really paying attention to and watching, but it's like 20 some odd. That's what I heard. I don't know how true that is. Again, I don't care. It's a bribery show anyway. But yeah, and it was how many people's healthcare plans is going to provide free healthcare for illegal aliens, illegal aliens, and every one of them put their hand up, and that just it was astonishing to me, because here you have people that are here illegally that you are willing to give our money to give them free health care. And these people that go out there and say that, oh, health care is a right. No, it's not. It's not a right. It's provided by, it's health care is something that is provided, the research that is being done. I mean, think about it. Whatever your industry is, would you really like the government to come in and say that whatever it is that you're doing, you're not going to do it for a lesser price. You're not going to be able to charge as much. And your work is going to be subsidized. You have to do it. You're going to get paid less for doing it. Whatever knowledge belongs to us. The whole 9 yards. I mean, how would you feel if the government went in and did that to you in your industry? Regardless of what that is. Government came in and said that what you do, what you produce, your brain power, your knowledge, the information, everything that you are, everything that you have no longer belongs to you. It's now ours for the good of the people. That's communism. But that's what they're doing. That's as far as the healthcare goes, because doctors, think about it, man. Why is it that doctors is a field that is dwindling? It's not a growing industry anymore. People are getting out of it because they don't want anything to do with this. They don't want anything to do with the healthcare. They don't want anything to do with that because they're not making as much anymore. The nurses field. That's growing because they don't have, that they get paid. Their field isn't dependent upon, that additional education necessary. Not to say that they don't know as much, because I tell you what, I've known some nurses and top notch, man. I tell you what, don't tick off your nurse, not at all. It's kind of like there's a few cardinal rules in life. You don't mess with those who prepare your food. You never know what's going to happen. Y'all's ever seen the movie Waiting? It's got Ryan Reynolds in it. Oh yeah, that'll change your idea on messing with people whom have a hand in the cooking of your food. And you don't mess with flight attendants, and you don't mess with nurses. We just don't do that. Never trust a fart. Never pass up a bath. Never mind, those are different ones. But anyway, moving on. Let's see here. Let's go into the next topic. This one from Fresno Bee. Never heard of Fresno Bee. This is something that they're talking about in really another video. This is something that they're talking about in, I think this was a thing in New York. I don't know if this is going to be like a national thing or what it's going to be, but new ID requirement for ammo purchases catches gun owners by surprise. I didn't really catch me by surprise, but whatever. Because this is something that they've been talking about for a while. Okay. And I don't know if this is limited to just a handful of states or if this is more of a federal thing, but yeah. Dude, guys, okay. If you guys have read the Second Amendment, it's really, really short. Okay. Well-regulated militia being necessary for the security of a free state, comma, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Oh, yeah. I have to go back to something. I got to go back to something. I'm going back to the whole debates. Biden, okay? He was talking. Okay, now, guys, words matter. Words matter. Words have a definition. And you can't use words that mean one thing whenever you mean another. I know I do that all the time. But whenever a politician is doing this, it just cracks me up. Now, granted, I know what he meant, but it's what he said that cracked me up. And this just goes to show you the lack of knowledge that people really have, in talking about what they're talking about whenever they're talking about guns. Because what he said was, that he single-handedly limited the amount of clips that can go into a gun. Let me say that again. He limited the amount of clips that can go into a gun. Yeah. There's two problems with that. One, it's not a clip, it's a magazine. Two, only one clip goes into a gun at a time. That's it. You can throw multiple rounds into them, multiple rounds of ammunition, but only one clip in a gun at a time. I have never seen a loading mechanism on a gun that accepts two magazines at the same time. I've never seen it. I've never seen it. There's drums, there's, high capacity magazines, which I don't know, and belt fed. But at any rate, that's what he said. It cracked me up, because again, it just goes to show you that whenever it comes to a firearm, all they're looking at is Ooh, it's scary. Ooh, we can't have that because it's scary. They don't know anything about the ballistics. They don't know anything about how big of a hole it's going to put in somebody. They don't know anything about how far it's going to fly, its accuracy, how, the velocity. They don't know any of that crap. All they're looking at is, ooh, it's scary. It's kind of funny that they will, they want to outlaw like a gun that, a 223 or the NATO 5.56, but, a 7.62 is perfectly okay because it's a hunting rifle. And the 5.56 is a more, a military looking style rifle. And it's like the 7.62 puts a bigger hole in things. It's got more velocity, travels farther. Wouldn't you, Joe Biden, I can never tell what he is saying. How you did do it, huh? How you did it, huh? Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand. I don't know. I mean, I understand what he was talking about because it's like just following the guy's train of thought. I knew what he was talking about. That he was talking about the number of magazines. He was talking about the number of bullets in a magazine. That's what he was talking about. But yeah, I don't know. But like I said, man, it's an aspect of, Marty puts in here, scratch his head. It's just an aspect of, they don't understand, they don't know. They're just looking at scary, they'll outlaw, a 5.56 or no, I'm sorry, a 7.62 hunting rifle is perfectly fine, but a assault rifle type, you can come in. Assault rifle type, and now I'm shaking. An assault rifle type, 22 long rifle is bad, just because it looks bad and looks scary. Yeah, speaking of looking scary, yeah. So that one. So guys, we just had somebody jump into the realm. No, you're not on yet. Hold on. All right, check it now.
I am here.
Yo, holy crap, you're up there.
Wow.
You're like tall right now.
Woo!
Oop, that's the wrong one.
Ooh, I like this.
Oh,
man.
hold up.
They can see the whole me.
Let me.
That's scary.
Dadgummit. Oh. That's what I forgot to. Dadgummit.
Are you having problems?
I am having problems. Apparently, I am having. Oh, that's what. Okay, let's try this. Okay, let's do it.
Just don't push the red button.
All right, you know what? I got this.
See,
I got this.
This is fine. Oh, now there's two of me. That's even better.
Shush. All right. So as I'm struggling here, struggling to figure us out.
What have you been drinking while I've been gone?
I have been doing something. It won't let me do it.
How's everybody doing tonight?
There we go.
Besides Ho Ho, we know how Ho Ho's doing right now. Oh boy.
There. All right, let's get it off of that, and we'll see. Doesn't that look better? See, that's a little bit more normal.
That's normal.
Holy crap!
Woo! It's a Saturday night.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Marty put in here. Do the research. They might be surprised. Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing, though. I mean, Marty, I honestly don't think they want. Because. You're kind of coming in at a weird time. We're talking Biden. We're talking at the moment guns because guns are amazing.
Exactly.
They go boom boom. They go bang bang. They go click click clickety clack.
Click click pull.
Click click boom.
Boom.
Yeah.
Click, boom.
Anyway. To be perfectly honest, they're not interested in anything but total elimination of guns.
Exactly.
That's their utopia that they want. It ain't going to happen. You know, you take the guns away from the law-abiding citizens, then the only people left that have guns are the criminals,
Right.
or the law-abiding criminals.
Law
Stop,
back.
rewind, play. The law-abiding citizens, because they understand, believe, and honor the Constitution, become criminals.
Amen. Mm-hmm. Yes.
But yeah, one of the things that Biden said, I had to bring this up, was that, you know, that he single-handed, or he had a hand single-handedly in limiting the amount of clips in a gun.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, but it's like, okay, one, it's a magazine, and two, only one magazine goes in a gun at a time. I thought that was hilarious.
Well, he's Biden. I mean,
He is. He's
what do you expect?
right. All right, moving on. Now that I've got, you know, your picker thing a little better, you know.
Not so.
Woo, yeah, not so and stuff.
I like the background though.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I've
nice.
done some different stuff,
Yeah,
you know.
looks psychedelic.
Yeah, there's more colors in there. Check that
Yes,
out, you know.
check the
And the
colors,
updated phone number, 217-965-6133. If y'all want to call and be part of the madness, operators are standing by.
International callers, dial 1 first.
That is right. Again, that number is 217-965-6133. Y'all can find that number right down there. You know.
Call me.
Okay, anyway. Let's move on.
Let's move on.
Where are we at? Where's my mouse? There it is. I found my pointer. I found my pointer thingamajigger. I hate it whenever. Really? Oh yeah, by the way. It's a little late now.
Uh-oh.
But here in Illinois, we've had some news on our own, you know, Colonel Sanders, you know, Governor Mr. Pritzker himself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he had an interesting weekend last weekend or last week or whatever that was.
Yeah.
You know, he got caught speeding in his boat.
Yeah, in Wisconsin.
And he tried to throw out that whole, you know, I'm a governor of Illinois. I'm surprised the guy didn't give him a ticket.
I'm surprised the guy didn't shoot him.
Right?
That reminds me. You remember the ending part of the actual movie Shooter, where he goes back to all those corrupt people in that log cabin in Montana. And he shoots them all.
Yes.
And the old guy's like, "Wait, now, just wait a minute. Now, I'm a United States senator," and he goes, "Exactly." Boom.
Yeah. I mean, it was.
That's what that reminds me of. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, he, you know, here he is. You know, and dude, this guy's had a very, very shady, you know, governorship.
Governorship. Yeah.
I guess. I mean, is that a word? Is that a word? I have no idea if that's a word or not. But yeah, he's had a very interesting. You know, he has a cell already prepared for him in whatever prison they send Illinois governors to. We have several.
Yeah, that's a requirement.
It is a requirement. You know, you step out of the house and into the big house.
Yeah, because only in Illinois, when you vote for your in your election, you don't look at who's running for governor. Look who's running for lieutenant governor, because eventually that's who's going to be governor.
Right. Yeah. Because you know that person. Well, hasn't they all been getting like sent to prison after their governorship? Because I thought Who's His Face did. Who's His Face was. I thought he was prosecuted afterwards.
I know Ryan.
I could be. Yeah, Ryan. That's who I'm thinking of.
Not Ryan. The other dude, Quinn, took over. I'd have to look up on that because that one might be an exception.
Yeah.
but I'm
well,
not sure.
You know, knowing my brain.
Yeah. But the
How it works.
bottom line is, you're right. They
go to the big
majority
house.
of go there. So
Dash what they do.
Yes.
They go to the house that is big.
House of Pain,
The house of pain. Lots and lots of pain.
golf course included.
You know, there probably is golf course in there.
Yeah.
I had.
So how's your weekend?
My weekends it was good. It was good.
good?
Yeah. I went to Canada. We got our new trucks in finally. You know, that was supposed to be there in March. We got them. Second week. The first week I had to take it in for service already.
Wow.
Nothing major. I mean, it was just something simple. Basically, a blown fuse is all it amounted to. They fixed it. No big deal. But yeah,
So, I've seen your post. Are you officially on vacation?
I am fiscally on vacation. I'm going to go in Monday anyway because we have had to really try to scramble with one of our vehicles to get it. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this. We had to get a piece of hardware for the truck so that
Okay.
this way we can take it down the road and go places. And, you know, so I don't know if I should be saying this. But anyway, I had to buy it.
It's
and
not like
I'm
your
gonna,
boss listens in, does he?
He does. Shh. Don't tell him.
Hi, Steve.
Well, not just him. I mean, like
the other
bigger
one.
bigger
Big
dogs.
boss.
You know,
Oh.
yeah, some bigger bosses. You know, they listen to the, and it's like, holy cow, you know, and the cows are holy. I don't know, but anyway.
So you work for a great company. You're happy, right? Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Actually, I am. I'm happy with the company. You know, I am. But yeah, so I'm going to go in, test it, and if it doesn't work, I gotta go take it back. So I'll have to go to Springfield and take it back if it doesn't work. But I'm hoping it does.
It's the flux capacitor, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Always
How
goes out-
did you know? It
always
does.
in semis. How come it always goes out in semis?
Well, this isn't a semi. This is a pick 'em up truck.
Oh, pick 'em up truck?
Yeah, this is a pick 'em up truck,
Oh.
and you know, it's like it's sad. You know, like okay, like in our semis, you know, you got to go to 88 mile per hour in order to get the flux capacitor to kick in. You know, regardless of the 1.21 gigawatts, you still got to get up to 88 miles per hour. And the sad thing is, like my truck is governed at 65. So I mean, I can't get up that fast unless I'm going downhill, and in which case I got to make sure that get out and push. If it's not. But yeah, so I mean, the flux capacitor is just it's either it's broken in mine or I got it. Well, see, what I got to do is I got to get into the settings for the flux capacitor and take that threshold way down,
Right.
way down, or convert it from miles per hour to Canadian kilometers an hour, and then I'll be good because 88 is like it's like 50.
52, yeah. Something.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, 52 is 90, so we'll go with that. We'll go with 52.
Yeah.
So that's what we got to do.
Yeah.
Well, we're screwed.
Yep.
He says, "I wish my vacation had started." It's coming, sir. I mean, you'll be back. You'll be back tomorrow. What time tomorrow you want to be back? You said in the morning. Pretty sure you said in the morning. But anyway, you know what, guys? We're going to take a quick break. And then we're going to go into another topic that I find, it's close to my heart. Vaping. Actually, it's in my hand. Anyway, we're going to talk a little bit about that because there's some stuff that has come up. And of course, it's the misinformation. Y'all know how I feel. My nose is running and I got to catch it. I got to go chase it. So we will be right back. This is the Ho-Ho Show with Ray. right, and welcome back. So, yeah.
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 So here's this article. Dadgummit. I hate it whenever they do that stuff. I really do.
What'd they do?
Just a pop-up right there in the middle of the screen. So here's this article from CNN. This teen's vape... Stop. Rewind, play. This teen's vape exploded, shattering his jaw. Okay, now here's the thing, guys. Batteries, they got to stay protected, wrapped up.
Right.
Like this one right here, this is a typical 18650, typical battery size for most vapes. They come bigger, they come smaller. But what's important to note, just shush. What's important to note is this little thing right here. This is what's called the wrap. Just brown chicken, brown cow. And it's not a raincoat. It's just it's the wrap.
It's protection.
It's the protection, exactly. And when you put it in your device, you've got to make sure that the wrap is wrapped on the battery, because otherwise, if it's frayed, if it's got holes in it, if it's not on there at all, it's very bad.
Yes.
And whenever it touches stuff in your pocket, they get hot. And when they get hot, they might go, I don't have a sound effects for exploding, and it'll make you go, that's what's going to happen. Oops. I did not mean to do that. I meant to hit this button. But anyway, and this is vaping 101. You take care of your batteries. You take care of them. You want to know why these explode more than, typical batteries? Do you know why?
No. Tell me why.
Because most people don't carry AA's and AAA's in their pocket for keys to touch, for change to touch, and different things like that. But with these, people put them in their pockets, and then they go boom. But, it's awesome, too, because, like I know with this, the wrap itself, which if the wrap comes off, you can get these stinking things replaced. They're cheaper than that. They're cheap. In most places, if you have your vape shop that you go to, there's a lot of places out there, they'll just change them out for free, because it's a safety thing and they want you to be safe, They change them for free.
How did it shatter his jaw if it was in his pocket?
Oh, it wasn't in his pocket. He had, taken it out and hit it. And it exploded while it was in his mouth right next to his jaw, and it went kablooey. I seen some of the X-rays of it, some of the stuff on there, because this little article has got a video. I'm not going to play it, but it's got a video, and it shows like different, the aftermath of what happened, and dude, okay, now here's some weird, wanky stuff on this article. Like the mother drove, because whenever he got home, a 17-year-old kid. Illegal, not supposed to have it.
Right.
Which now you got to be 21, not even 18, because apparently 18 years of age, you're not really an adult. She traveled 250 miles with a bloody mouth, broken teeth, and a hole in his jaw, trekking from a small town in Nevada to a pediatric hospital in Utah.
Say what?
Yeah.
There wasn't a hospital closer than 250 miles?
Evidently not.
Wow.
Exactly.
Interesting.
To me, that just seems fishy.
Just
if you've got a freaking hole in your face, I wouldn't think you would want to do that. Now, granted, okay, now I haven't looked at this on a map. I really haven't. And I know that there are places in Texas, that if something happens, you might have to get some distance to get to a hospital,
right.
And you might even have to go up into Oklahoma. And this may be a situation like that, to where she was closer to the place in Utah than in Nevada, and because there's some wide open spaces in Nevada.
Yeah.
So, it's not beyond the realm of possibility that, 250 miles, that was the closest hospital.
All right.
It's within the realm. But even still, that's like, what, 4 hours. Oh yeah, by the way, Sonic Blade, thank you very much for the follow over there in Mixerland. I appreciate that. Martin,
Because I think
250 miles. How many hours is that? Like
'Cause
typical.
Chicago's
let
only
me know.
is what roughly 212 miles from here, isn't it, or somewhere within that range?
Yeah, 200 ish. I mean, it's like between 3 and 4 hours to get. Well, to the southern, South Chicago, it's like 3 hours and a little bit. You can get to I-80 in basically 3 hours
3 hours.
from here. Yeah, going, basically speed limit.
So she probably drove at least 4 to 5 hours. Mm-hmm. Wow. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah. I read that and that whole distance thing. I was like, that sounds kind of fishy to me. But, knowing what I know about Texas, there's some wide open spaces in Nevada. There's some wide open spaces. It's not outside the realm of possibility. But even still, guys, the bottom line is, you take care of your stuff, okay? These devices exploding comes from people not taking care of their stuff or not knowing the product,
Right.
okay? Because you've got regulated guys. I've got a lot of different types of stuff. You can ask him. He's seen my collection of crap. I've got a lot. Mm-hmm. I've done a lot. I've built my own, made my own coils, done the whole thing. I've had quite a few different types of devices. You've got regulated mods, which control the flow of power going to the coil in here, the output of the battery. You have non-regulated mods, which are just balls to the wall, full on, full force, the whole 9 yards. You've got regulated batteries that resist the flow of power, and you have unregulated batteries that are just balls to the wall. There you go. You can't put an unregulated battery in an unregulated mod. That's how accidents happen. You've got to have something that's regulated, And these are things that, most actual vape shops, I'm not talking about, the vape shops that are vape shops by proxy to where they can sell other things. I'm talking about actual vape shops. They'll tell you that kind of stuff. Go to a vape shop.
Yeah.
You just want to say something.
What things would that be? Just
Things
kidding.
that are
Make you go home.
pretty well legal now. I think. I
As
mean,
of
I don't.
January 1st, anyway.
Oh, well, that's January 1st.
January
Yeah.
1st,
So,
yes.
at least not for my industry though. My industry is still going to be. Although I've got I don't even have regardless of whether I'm driving or not driving, I can't have anything over a .04. 0.08's legal, not for
Right.
me. Which is kind of, for me, it's ridiculous because it's like, dude, it's like if I'm not driving, then why am I held to that standard if I'm not driving? If I'm not in my commercial vehicle,
Right.
then why am I held to that standard? Used to, it's gotten better though, because used to it was, zero tolerance completely. If you had a CDL, it was zero tolerance. You got caught, any alcohol on your breath whatsoever, no more CDL.
So in your industry, what are they going to do about when the other stuff becomes legal? Is it has that been brought up?
Well, I don't know. I really don't. Some of that might be up to the company, but as far as with the DOT, the actual Department of Transportation, I'm really not 100% sure on that one. If you know, sir, let me know. Mr. Bandy over there in Facebook land. So, but yeah, I'm not 100% sure. They've been talking about it, but I know one of the things that they're wanting to do is basically have a, much like alcohol, having a type of roadside test to where they can find out just how under the influence you are.
Right. I've heard about the swabs and the saliva test that they're coming out with.
Right.
And I didn't know how that would play in as far as percentage wise.
Right. Right.
How over what limit will they impose on that too?
Right.
Because
Well,
alcohol would be different. You can't regulate. You can't measure it by an alcohol standard. So
Right, exactly, exactly.
how do you measure it on that standard?
And and that's an aspect too, because it's like, dude, everybody's different. As you raise tolerance, your body can tolerate more, obviously. That's
Right.
what tolerance means. But it's like what metrics are they going to use? How are they going to do that? And right now, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I mean, it's still, I don't know.
There's a lot of unanswered questions out there.
There's a lot of unknowns.
Yes.
I mean, so I'm not sure on that one. Good question, though. Definitely good question. And this is stuff that they need to figure out. This is stuff that they need to find out how they're going to do it. But I mean, the problem is, though, or at least from my end. Okay, now question then, before I just say it. Question. Is this something that is on the federal level, or is this something that's only on a state level?
Right.
Because I'm pretty sure this is only on a state level. So federally speaking, the drugs ban. Okay. They're still illegal.
Yeah.
Federally speaking,
it's illegal.
they can still arrest you, they can still prosecute you, they can still do the whole 9 yards, as if because the federal government doesn't care what Colorado, California, Illinois decides to do. And yes, I put the S in there to annoy you. So yeah, they don't care.
Right.
But of which case, and the Constitution, guys, Constitution, 10th Amendment. The powers that are not specifically given to the government or restricted to the people are reserved for the states and the people therein. I'm paraphrasing, of course. But that's what it says. And one of the federal government's enumerated powers was not to have a war on drugs since the freaking 60s. Still fighting, man. We're going to win, too. Yeah, no.
Yeah. Right.
Frustrating.
Frustrating.
Anyway, let's move on.
Moving on up
To the top.
to the top
The sunset was high in the sky.
sky. It's Saturday, folks.
It is Saturday. So yeah, we're going to, I got some things planned, man, because, this is vacation week. This is a week where I just go crazy on different. I'm going to be revamping and kind of bringing back for a limited time, limited engagement, Religion Ho-Ho's Way.
Woo.
And there's a definite show that is going to be coming back by popular demand, Homophobia. And yes, I'm going to have a guest in studio to talk about that when he's actually not seen it in studio yet. But I've had quite a few people. It's like, dude, you got to bring him back. You guys got to do this again, because whenever we did it the first time, it wasn't on video. This was before I started doing the whole video aspect of it. And I mean, this was like a long time. It's been like a year since I've done a show on that one.
Wow.
I've kept the stories on there. I've kept, the podcast on it, but I haven't, it's been a while, and there's some new stuff that I've learned on some stories. And it's like, dude, that's cool. It brings a whole new light to some things. I'm like, okay, I got to talk about this. So I'm going to bring back, a handful of episodes, redo them. And that's definitely one of them, Homophobia. Oh yeah. It's going to be awesome. Homophobia is coming back. So yeah. And then of course I've got, I got some stuff on, some other shows that I'm going to be doing and stuff. So I'm excited about that. It's going to be cool. It is. I'm excited about that. So this article, I'm a geek, guys. Just did you know that?
Yeah.
You knew I was a geek? Yeah. So yeah. I'm a geek. I like geeky things. I like geekness. This article from Engadget, SpaceX plans to launch Starship's first commercial flight in 2021.
Wow.
That's what I said. Now, SpaceX, isn't that company that's owned by the dude that owns that one company?
Branson.
Bronson.
Virgin Airlines.
I'm thinking the Tesla guy.
I think
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Oh, different guy I was thinking about then.
Okay. I thought SpaceX is Elon Musk. I could be wrong on that. Howard says, I cannot wait. I know, right? Homophobia coming back. I got to talk to him, though. I actually haven't done that yet. I need to talk to him.
Now it's going to be homophobia in space. The possibilities.
Really? That just puts a whole spin on things. You know, speaking of, I
Where no man's go before.
oh my God.
Where every man's gone before.
Oh man, that's horrible. So, you know, speaking of, you know, I came across this article from Western Journal Culture. Study claims transgenders suffer because straight people aren't dating them. It's because they're straight.
You think?
I know, right? I mean, it's like, who would have thunk it? That, you know, anyway. I had to laugh about that. I really did. I had to laugh on that one. But yeah, SpaceX program plans to launch their first, you know, Starship Trooper ship in 2021. You know, it's something he's been working on for a while, you know, so I'm kind of, you know, I'm anxious to see what happens, you know, because I want them to take some videos of up in space, go all the way around the globe. It's flat. And exactly where I was going with that. To shut them flat earthers up.
Well, what happens if they go around and then they go poop?
Where is a Notger coworker when you need him? Huh? We're spelling things in there. I think I know what you're saying, Mr. Howard. And by the way, welcome over there in Facebook land. He said, "Yep, you're definitely a nerd." I know. I'm a nerd. I'm kind of nerdy.
Yep.
I like technology. You know, as scary as it is, as neat as it is, you know, it's just I like tech. So anyway, moving on. So I seen this other article as soon as I find it, actually, because there's been some stuff. Okay, I looked through this article, and this sucker was from the Red State. I don't know if it's the Red State or just Red State, but anyway, you know, our favorite person, our favorite politician, New York's own potato, Miss Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she attempts to ponder to Christians again and blows up in her face. Now, guys, I tell you what, I laughed at this because there was some stuff in here that just, it cracked me up, you know, and I guess people, you know, Christians immediately showed up to laugh at her, and they posted different stuff in here. And there was one of them in particular that I really, really had to laugh at. And this was this one. And this is from Twitter, you know, but she says, "Truly I say to you, as you did it to one of the least of these, my brothers, you did it to me." And that was the biblical thing that she was quoting. And this person on Twitter goes, "Unless he's still in the womb."
Right.
Exactly. I mean, how can you have compassion for children when you're willing to kill them in the womb?
Yeah.
I get it. But yeah, I mean, dude, and there was some funny ones in here. Holy crap, there was some funny ones. Head on over to thehohoshow.com. Just click on the newsfeed tab, the article for 6/29/2019. Just click on that. You guys can see the different articles in there, and it's got like all the actual Twitter stuff in there for that one topic that I can't remember. Oh yeah. Never mind. Anyway, moving on. Moving on up.
To the top.
To the top.
To the deluxe apartment.
Dude, okay, I was on the phone. See, my coworkers and I, we have this thing where we just, you know, we'll be on the phone, and we'll talk like all day. I mean, what else are we going to do? I mean, there's been times when we've literally been on the phone 8-9 hours, and it's just, you know, it's like if you ask us. If you ask us what we were talking about, there's not a one of us that could actually answer the question because the topics vary. They're completely random. You know, you stupid smartphone. You know, and it's just complete randomness, you know.
Kind of like our conversations. once.
Yeah, you know, and we had this was a few days ago, and it was just like we were speaking in song titles and lyrics, like probably what 10, 15 minutes straight of all of us basically talking and communicating in song titles. It was freaking hilarious.
Like, do you really want to hurt me?
No, yeah, you know, stuff like that, and it was great. It was absolutely hilarious. Dude, I tell you what, some of the conversations we have, it's just
Interesting, huh?
oh, dude. I mean, it's just there are times whenever I really wish I'm not going to say that there are times whenever I wish I could record them because I can. I've had an app for that. I know it can be done, but I would not want to edit that crap down
Right.
to actually get the snippets I'm wanting. That would take me all freaking day. A very long time. A very long time. So, Saudi Arabia stuff has been in the news. I'm sure you've, seen some of that stuff on there.
Yeah.
This little article, really? I don't know. Pompeo and Mid-East talks on building a coalition against Iran. Whatever. I don't know. Let's see. There's been a couple tankers that's been attacked, destroyed. And I guess there's still information coming out on that one. The drone that was shot down on international waters.
Mm-hmm.
That was actually like a very impressive, like madly expensive drone, you know. And, well, I guess we can call you since you're if next week and you will have this time. Oh, yeah, you can definitely call me. Oh, yeah, you can still call me. Of course. I'll have time. So, but yeah, there's been some stuff developing. You know, some definite stuff developing. You know, there's rumors of war because, you know, I guess we sent down to somewhere like 27 F-22 stealth fighters.
Yeah, stealth fighters, and also we've sent 1,000 or 2,000 troops also.
Yeah, so I mean, there's definitely.
And so whatever number they
whatever
number
I know what you meant.
they tell you that they've sent, you can usually bet it's a lot more than what they've
Oh,
told,
I'm
what
sure.
they've told you.
I'm sure. You know, and that's one of them things too that I actually got to give it up for Trump because he actually does a very good job on this. You know, and that's not giving up state secrets. You know, I know that there was a question posed to Trump about the, I mean, I'm sure you've seen the movie Air Force One with Harrison Ford,
Right.
As Mr. President of the United States, and they were talking about the escape pod that's in Air Force One. And, you know, he was like, you know, he got asked if that was a real thing and whatnot. And Trump was like, you know, he's like, we got a lot of cool toys on Air Force One. I don't really think I should be talking about that kind of stuff. And so, you know, we'll just move on, you know. And that's one of the things that Trump has also talked about, you know, as far as, you know, being open and honest with with the media about what's going on. His attitude is what his attitude should be. It's like, you know, there are certain things that I cannot divulge due to national security. I'm not going to answer these type of questions. It's like, I don't care if you guys cry about freedom of information. The people have a right to know. But if I tell you, I tell them, and then it's bad. Right. You know, so I got to give Trump some credit on that. You know, sorry, Howard. He said he's supposed to be President Trump. I know. I apologize. But yeah, you know, he's doing a really good job on that. You know, and I definitely got to give him props for that because he is keeping secret what needs to be secret.
Exactly.
You know, what say you?
Because you don't want your enemies knowing everything that's going on or timetables or equipment or all that stuff.
Precisely.
It's just common sense, you know.
Yeah, precisely.
But there is a definite buildup going on over Iran.
Yeah.
And people think, oh, they're just a third world country. And, well, there's a lot of players involved besides just Iran.
Oh, yeah.
China and Russia have already basically threatened us that if we do anything, they'll be at war with us pretty much.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of you're just talking about religion, Ho-Ho's way.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of the setup of Ezekiel 38 just going on, and that's where the powers come together for a war against Israel, and Russia invades Israel, and all that good stuff goes on. I mean, it's just you look in the news, and it's just a lot of stuff just coming together that makes you go,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And
Another, I mean, it's been building up for a while, and it's, a lot of people say that it's the, it's the comings-ons of World War III.
Right.
And that's more or less what people are saying, and, I don't, I don't know about all that, I mean, anything's possible, I'm not going to say that it's not, anything's possible, but the fact of the matter is, President Trump, he's been gearing up for things. He's been preparing our military. He's been moving things around to better defend, the United States and their interests.
right.
So I mean that is, whether they are doing it as a show of force or as a preparing to use force, President Trump is the only one who truly knows that one. So
It just makes you wonder what would happen at this time if Hillary had been in office. Where do you think we would be right now instead of Trump?
hitting a reset button. What was that?
I think there's something in my pants. My phone.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
Slap him.
It's a true statement.
Oh, so it was something in your pants. His cell phone, guys. See, he's holding it right there in his hands.
This
See,
thing.
That thing.
That
You
thing
know.
right there.
Speaking of cell phones, did you know? Mine's right here. I even muted it today, which is something I forget very, very often. Anyway, we'll continue. Howard says I'm supposed to slap you. No, I can't slap him. He's being disrespectful. Right? Yeah, he's on his cell phone. It's like, what in the world, man? Anyway. Moving on. Let's see. What else? What other stories I got in here? I already talked about that. Well, what do you think? Let's get your point of view. I know you showed up late, and I know this is something that we talked about earlier tonight. But this lovely picture right here of the debates. Have you seen any of the debates? Have you
I
heard anything? on
can't
'em?
stand watching any of those creeps on TV because I know they all lying through their teeth in the first place. Why? Just no, no.
Right.
That's one of those instances where, they talked about some of these meteors and asteroids flying by Earth that, oh, darn, one just landed on everybody. Yeah, it's been a perfect time for that.
Yeah.
I've seen the snippets and the news clips and stuff like that, but that's about as much as honestly I could stomach.
Yeah, that's honestly pretty well all I've went with it too. I mean, I really haven't done any real watching of them. I don't care to.
Yeah, I'd rather have a root canal than watch them.
Now, have you heard anything about the former CEO of Starbucks? Have you heard anything else about him?
Not lately.
Because he really fell out of the news once they once he announced that he was putting in his bid to run on the independent ballot for the president, but I haven't heard anything else about him at all. So,
my question is, how many of these candidates are going to drop out, and how quickly before the next election?
Well, I mean, the same thing happened, in 2016 for the Republican. I mean, they were in there just to diverse the field, just to basically make other people look better, talking points, and then to attack, candidate Trump. And, I think they're pretty well doing the same thing on this. They're in there to, prop up, Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, because I mean, that's the thing, it's like, this person's, the whole thing. And I've, this is one of the things that I have heard They're making this all about identity politics. You know, they're making it all about, you know, women. They're making it all about, you know, well, not so much religion. I mean, that's in there. It's like 25% of the people polled in this particular poll that they were talking about, you know. But it's all about identity politics. It's all about race, color, you know, your creed, you know, your gender, whatever you want to call it. You know, it's all about, you know, your sexuality. You know, it's all about that. That's what they're making who they plan on voting for that. You know, it's like, didn't you guys learn your lesson with former President Barack Obama, you know, with voting for him just because he was black? But now they're basically doing the same thing, playing identity politics and bribery on who can give away the most free crap.
Right.
Now, you know, it's the same thing, you know, but I think you're right, though. I think a lot of those people are in there just to prop up different candidates. You know, I think that's all of what it amounts to.
So if you had to pick right now, who do you think out of the nut jobs will come out on top?
Honestly, I kind of think Joe Biden.
That's what I was thinking.
You know, I mean, I don't think Beto is old enough to really pull enough. You know, Booker T, whoever the heck that guy's name is, you know, he's not polling real well right now. I don't think Elizabeth Warren has enough pull. I don't think Bernie Sanders is promising enough. You know, free crap, and he's pretty well lost a lot of his support to Graham or Warren. I don't remember who, but he's lost a lot of his support. You know, they're pretty well shifting to somebody else.
I think Biden for them is the safest choice.
Exactly.
You know, because Biden still has that tie to Barack Obama and his past presidency, where he can possibly pull some hardcore people that loved him over to him, you know, over to Biden. You know, they got that, still have that connection between the two, whereas Warren and the other ones don't have a connection like that.
Right, and that's one of the things too that, you know, I'm afraid. Well, no, okay, I'm not afraid. I hope they do this. I hope they look at the candidacy as far as, you know, the whole electability type of a thing.
Right.
Because instead of somebody that really, you know, stirs the spirit of the Democratic vote, you know, which is Biden, you know, because just like you said, he's the safe choice. He's the person who they think will actually do it. But in of which case, that's the same problem that they had in 2016 with Hillary Clinton.
Right.
You know, she was the safe choice. She was the one whom was more electability, the more presidential, so to speak, you know, but not somebody whom really had a chance up against President Trump. And that's, I think, going to be the same thing. I think if they do end up going with Biden, he ain't going to have a chance, especially if the CEO gets in and runs on the independent ballot. You know, I mean, you're going to get some split between, you know, Democrats, you know, going off to him, but you're also going to see a split on the Republican side too, because, you know, this guy, and I don't remember his name. Holy crap. I know I got it in its own specific little folder in here. I know I've got it. It's in here. Pot USA. There it is. What's the guy's name? Yeah, Cory Booker's in there. There he is. Howard Schultz. That's the guy. Okay. Howard Schultz. And, you know, because he has the possibility to also pull in, you know, the Republican vote, because he is a social liberal, you know, and he's more fiscally conservative. So, I mean, he definitely has the ability to pull the vote from both the Democrats and the Republicans. But the same thing of the year whenever, you know, Bill Clinton got elected president, it's going to split the Democratic vote more, and of which case I think that President Trump really has a big chance of getting back into it again.
Well, I figure Trump by himself.
Oops.
You know, the majority of the people that already voted for him last time, from what I've heard, is they're going to vote for him again. I mean, granted, you always get that fringe that might sway either way,
Right.
but he's already got a strong base already.
Well, and that's
And
the
only
thing.
thing he can do is, I believe, is add to it. And I
Yeah.
don't see anybody else winning.
Well, I mean that's the thing though. I mean, so far he is, he's polling well. Last I heard, and this was like a week or two maybe ago, he's polling in the mid-50s. And of which case that's solid.
Right.
3 years into his presidency, or 2.5 years into his presidency, that's pretty solid. And the last two things that he had, what are them things called? Not convention, fun, not fundraiser, but the things, the parties,
Rallies.
the things, rallies. Yeah, the last Howard says I will, and you know what? I'm going to vote for him too. And I actually, full disclosure, I did not vote for President Trump last election. I did not vote whatsoever. I voted in the primaries. I voted for Senator Ted Cruz, but I did not vote in the presidential election. But I will definitely vote for him, vote for President Trump this time. Absolutely.
Right.
But, he's still drawing a crowd in stadiums, and that's saying something. The man still has draw. He's got charisma, He knows how to play to a crowd. He
Right.
knows how to play to media. And I think that he's got, if they play it the way it seems like they're going to play it, they as in the, Democratic National Convention, the DNC, I don't think they have a chance. I really don't. I don't think, especially with everything that they've thrown at President Trump already, with the this scandal and the that scandal and the new scandal that's out now with the chick that even wrote a book,
Right.
sex scandal against the president, and it's like the more people have been digging into it, the less credible she seems to sound. She wrote a book about the stinking thing already, and, to spread knowledge and awareness and that. So, I mean, with everything that they've already thrown at the man and with how much his polls, his popularity is still up, I honestly don't think they have a chance.
I don't either.
really don't,
My bigger concern is getting Congress switched again.
Yes, and
know,
that's going to be, and this one we really do have a bigger chance switching it back. Because let's face it, more people show up for voting for a presidential candidate than they do on the midterms. More people show up to vote than the other. More people do. So we have that possibility of being able to do that again. But again, the Republicans better show us something.
Right.
Because if they don't, you're looking for a change of the guard like what they seen, the Democrats seen last election. A changing of the guard. And you're going to see that. If Republicans don't, if the politicians, if the senators, if the House of Representatives don't show the people that they're serious in walking back the progressive agenda, it's not going to, nothing they say is going to help, because it's going to be show me.
Right.
Show me the money. What, Jerry Maguire?
Yeah.
Yeah. Show me the money. If they can't do that, I don't see much coming out of it. They've failed the people. You have failed this city, Arrow. So unless they show us something, I don't. But they have better opportunity because presidential election.
Well, they need to step it up, because think about this. If they don't, and the Democrats get more votes this time around, if they get 2/3 of Congress, they can impeach the president at that point, even if he got reelected. Granted, it would take the Senate to remove him, but still, they could possibly impeach him if they get more votes, and that's why it's imperative, for that reason alone, to make sure that they don't win any more seats than what they've already had, let alone switch it back.
Yeah, and you got a point on that one. And I tell you what, it would be, if he goes out there and he wins again, You know, if President Trump becomes a 2020 candidate, I seen a meme on Facebook, dude. I had to laugh. Let me see if I can't pull this up actually, because it was that stinking funny. I got it. Oh nope, it wasn't on here. It wasn't on here. Hold on, I'll find it. There it is. I'm looking, but it was something that I seen. Oh crap! Come on. Crap. Now here we go. I found it. Well, I didn't find it, but I'm looking. I'm getting there. I'm almost there.
Almost there.
There it is. Trump is 73 and doesn't wear glasses because he's got 2020. I see that and I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
See, these are the things I look at. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, no, stop it. Get off of there. I'm going to close that out. I don't know if that's going to screw up anything. I hope not. I don't know. Did it screw up anything? Anyway, it says it's still online. We're good.
But yeah, there's more to it than just what's on the surface.
Yeah, definitely. You know, but you know, you're right though. I mean, if they do end up impeaching President Trump, I mean, especially if he wins again, and it's one of them things that I don't want to say that it's clear and obvious that he won, because the Democrats are not going to be happy if the election does not go their way. Obviously, they want to be crying,
right?
You know, fraud, he stole it, whatever. That's what they did last time. You know, they'll do the same thing. You know, but
they were happy when they took the House back, though.
Mm-hmm.
And how many riots did you see over that? How many windows did you see get broke because they took the House back?
None. Because we got jobs to go to.
Right.
And why would we vandalize the place of our employment to where we would no longer have a job to go back to?
Right. Just funny how that works.
Was that my outside voice?
Yes, it was.
Sorry.
No, you're not.
I know. Well, you know, that's really all I got for today's show.
Unless somebody calls in.
Yeah. Well, we're coming up on an hour and a half. And, you know, I did not intend on this show being this long at all. This is just going to kind of be a short and sweet, you know. It's like, hey, you know, next, I'm on vacation this week. 5 hours, you are insane.
You're on vacation.
Sir. No,
you can do a 5-hour show on vacation.
I could, but no, it's not. I'm not sticking around for 5 hours on it. That was fun, though. How long was that last one? That was like 3.
I think we did 2 shows. The first one was around.
Oh, well, that day, yeah. Yeah, but that one show that we did that was like, we kept it going after, because we ran out of time on Spreaker. Yeah. And I think we went another hour after Spreaker ran out. So I think it was like 4 hours just on that one show. Mm-hmm. That was holy crap, dude. That was a long freaking show. And that was just a conversation we were having with people. You know, I mean, that was just, you know, topics being brought up and just continually talking with the audience. And that was a fun show, though. That really was. Yeah. That was a good time.
You got to repeat that.
That was a good time. Repeat what?
The show. Like that. You know, just continually talking and let people call in and chat and just continually talk more and more.
So you're just don't. No, I'm not doing a 5-hour show today, man. It's not going to happen. It's just I do need a drink though. I'm gonna take a drink break.
Well, while you're drinking that, you know, because you like drinking that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how many people? Any new people from international land have you
Let's
seen?
see, I got Philippines in there. I've got the UK's coming up on their list. I got Canadian people from a place that I don't even know where it's at.
Wow.
On a map. I have no clue.
I figured the Canadian people you'd know since you're up there.
Yeah, only up in Ontario. But, you know, yeah. So that's all we got today, guys. Y'all have yourself a wonderful evening. I know you're trying. I'm not, no.
Somebody call.
No, we're not doing that. Call lines have been closed.
No, call.
Phone, no.
Hurry up, call.
No.
Yes.
No. Anyway, guys, y'all just have yourself a wonderful evening. I will be back. Let's see. Sunday, I'm going to be doing an episode on Religion Ho-Ho's Way. Talk about kind of a little bit of a direction on that show, some of the up and comings. Monday, of course, is going to be the movie review. I don't know what we're doing on that one. No, I'll have to look in the notebook. And let's see, Tuesday is going to be Mr. Islin and Luna for the Green Dragons. And Wednesday, we'll be doing probably another Ho-Ho show. Thursday, being the 4th of July at 10 a.m. is going to be the annual 4th of July extravaganza. It's not going to be all that long, though, but it's going to be a good time. It's going to be talking about, constitutional stuff, basis of freedom, basis of our founding, and, of course, the story of the Star-Spangled Banner is going to be played on there because I love that story. I really do. It's an awesome story. My third 4th of July show.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. My third 4th of July show. And let's see, Friday, I'm hoping Friday actually is going to be that homophobia. I'm hoping Friday is going to be that. I'm hoping to have homophobia on Friday. I plan on just being terrified on that day. It's going to be good times. Good times. All right, guys. Y'all just have yourself a wonderful evening. Good night. Sleep tight. And if then bed bugs bite, well, then bite him back. Take care, guys. This has been The Ho-Ho Show. For more information, you can head on over to thehohoshow.com. And for all things Weaponized Sloth Productions related, you can head on over to WSPFM.com. Until next time.